to make some Manly Man cards or Manly Man scrap pages, but maybe you don't have any masculine paper or masculine stamp sets. This video will help solve that problem for you. Plus, I'm hoping take some of the mystery out of making masculine cards. Welcome, welcome, my crafty friends. I'm Dawn, creator of DD Creates Crafts, and this is the channel for simple, duplicatable cards, helpful hints, and crafts you will want to make over and over again. If this is the kind of channel you're looking for, go ahead and hit subscribe while it's fresh on your mind. Now, are you ready to create some crafts? I'm going to turn you down so we can get started. Here we go. There we go. All right, I want to make sure you were all lined up. I've got some of my goodies out here, and what we're going to do here is step one. Choose a color for your base card. I recommend some strong colors or neutral colors. And I chose Night of Navy. By neutrals, I mean navy, gray, black, white, browns, and even there's one we call crumb cake. I don't even know however else to describe it other than crumb cake. It's just a pretty neutral color. All right, so this base card, my Night in Navy, I want you to copy this card, so I want you to cut it at 11 by 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Now, we're going to score this at 5 1/2 and score it again at 6 1/2, because watch, it folds flat like a regular card that we're used to. Maybe even it opens this way, but I'm going to teach you how to adhere this down, and it opens like this with this flat. This is also a fun fold called book binding. It's just a card that looks like book binding. So you're going to get a twofer today, a 2-for-1. Learn and talk about masculine cards, but also learn a fun fold. So your step one was to cut and prepare your base, which is cut and score. Now step two, I've chosen Coastal Cabana. And if you've seen my video about how to choose colors, one of the ideas I share is to use the colors in your designer series paper. So I have the navy in this pattern paper. I also have what is called Coastal Cabana. What a pretty color. And look how sugar sharp it looks on the navy. This is a new color to me, you guys. And so I'm looking forward to playing with it. Step two is to cut this piece at 4 1/4. Then your designer series paper, this is called Hues of Happiness, this particular designer series paper. I want you to cut it 4 1/8 and 3 7/8, because this is going to layer, as you see me holding it, over the Coastal Cabana piece that we just cut. Now, if you're like me and need a little cheat sheet for your 1/8 and 3/8 and 5/8 and all the little 16ths in between, I will put below in the description where you can find this, and I've got a link where you can just go print it for yourself. I keep mine out all the time, and I think you'll want to do the same if you're like me with these numbers. Now, this particular paper, yes, it looks gorgeously masculine, right? And I shared with you, what if you don't have any masculine paper? Right now, I do not. We just got a new catalog. Now, I'm going to give you a true confession. What? Flowers on the other side. Now, some of you know I love, can never get enough of flowers. I love to stamp them. I love to color them. I love paper with flowers. If I only did flowers for the rest of my life, I would be happy. If you are like me, comment below. Oh, yes, ma'am. Flowers are my personal favorite as well. Now, here is right now the only True Confessions designer series paper that I own from the new catalog that I'll share with you in a few minutes. So flowers, 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 flowers. Aren't they divine? But on the flip side, this one has flowers, but there is some solids, there's some metrics, there's some solid. Now, it looks like this entire piece is gold. It is not. This particular paper, oh my stars, you can choose which colors you want to use, because everything's done, color-wise, is done in stripes. It is crazy how gorgeous this paper is. Let me see if I can show you a for instance. All right, this one, that's not a good for instance. Here we go. This is a good for instance, forgive me. You could cut it this way and have all the pink flowers, the peachy flowers, the gold flowers, or the yellow flowers. Now let's flip this over. The same thing. You can use this stripe, this stripe, this stripe. So this paper is very unique, and I thought it was the coolest thing since sliced bread. So I'll share this with you again later, but I wanted to show you flower, 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 feminine, girly, girly, my favorites. Yet I turned this into this. So I chose Coastal Cabana, your step 2. This one is your 4 by 4 1/4. I'm repeating myself, but that's okay. By your Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper, 4 1/8 by 3 7/8. So this is gonna layer together and go right here. So I want to put that aside real lickety split fast, because step 3, we're going to do another Coastal Cabana layer at 3 by 3 1/4. Then we're going to cut a piece of white, because this is the part we're going to stamp on. So we're going to cut this white. You can see how beautiful it layers on top. This we're going to cut at 2 3/4 by 3. Now, let's continue since we have our white paper out and cut a piece at 3 3/4 by 4, and this is going to go on the inside of our card. And you can stamp this as well, either with a sentiment or in the corner, do something funky fun, probably a geometrics, because we can't do flowers right now. Shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't. Anyway, these also have great dies, so I wanted to cut this in front of you. This is part of our step, let me look, my whites, step 3. So I'm going to bring my favorite tool in the history of the world. Remember I told you I wanted to marry this machine? So it's the mini version of a cut and emboss machine. I'm going to hold it in my hand so you can see. I'm going to hold my hand up. You can see how small it is. This is going on retreats with me. This is going to workshops. This is going on vacation. And if you travel by RV, oh my stars, you need this. So I'm going to put in my little die on my teeny weeny piece of paper and push it through. Dawn Davis, here we go. I'm going to show you something fun. Look at this. I'm roughing it up because I like that look, and I think roughing it up, it's going to look a little more manly man. But isn't that a fun little something different for the piece we're going to stamp on and the piece we're going to adhere down to add to our decoration? Oh, I just think it's so stinking cute. So did you know, I'm cutting you off before step 4 and before we get to step 5 and adhere everything together. I mentioned earlier, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Did you know today is the debut day of the new 2022-2023 Stampin' Up! Catalog. Now, your homework for today is to start a wish list. I want you to order all year long. You don't need to order just today. You can see what I do is I budget and I buy some paper, my favorite, and my favorite stamp set, which in this case, you know what I did, you guys? I just bought the entire suite. What the suite is, it's the stamp set, and it's the matching die cuts, it's the matching designer series paper, and it's this matching bling I put here. What? And those pretty flowers I shared earlier, the die cuts will also, in addition to cutting out your stamps, cut out some of the patterns from your designer series paper. So I started with this suite, and next month I'll start with another suite. So here I am, and this is how I want to save you money. Don't buy everything at once. Watch my videos, see what I'm using. If you fall in love with it, order. Maybe you're not a flower person. Maybe you are a manly man and don't want the flowers. So you could order the paper instead and flip it over. And this may not be your, I was gonna say cup of tea, it might not be your mug of beer if you're a manly man. And I'm teasing you gentlemen that craft right now. So I do have a video under playlists that talks about saving money while crafting, and this is one of them. Yes, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but do you know, this is another thing, with my solid colors, colors. I just got Coastal Cabana in like 2 days ago. Night and Navy I've had because it's a nice neutral, but what I do is when I order a new suite or get some new designer series paper, I look to see, because it's listed on the back, what solid cardstock matches, and if I don't have it at that time, like this one, Coastal Cabana, I order it. So if you want to join my team, and this is off the cuff, this wasn't even what I wanted to share, don't feel intimidated like you have to own everything when you join my team. Be like me and just order one thing, one suite at a time, one grouping of paper at a time. It's fun, and we all have a budget, don't we, for our goodies, for our craft supplies. So I wanted to share this with you, and your homework is to start a wish list, and that is it, a wish list. And then when you're ready to order or see the fun things that I'm talking about, I'm hoping you'll choose me as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and it also helps support this channel when you order from your wish list, calling it a wish list, when you place your orders with me. It helps support this channel. So I want to thank you for those of you that are already doing this, and encourage and invite the rest of you to join in, unless you're already working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Now, let's get on to our step 4, which is to cut a strip of the designer series paper, and you're going to cut this strip at 3/4 by 4. 3/4 by 4, because look how nice it lines up, and that's going to be on the side that we're calling the book binding. Now, let's start our step 5, and let's get to assembling our card in some capacity, because we also want to do some stamping. I am going to use my tear tape, because I want to make sure this stays put, this little book binding, because I think it's cute as sliced bread, this particular fun fold. You can use glue, you can absolutely use glue. But again, for my videos, this is going to be a little faster because I don't have to wait for my glue to dry. So I'm just going to put my little tear tape, and it's called tear tape because did you see it? It's gentle enough I can rip it with my bare hands, but it's strong enough, oh baby, where it is so strong, it will just hold all the goodness together, especially in the mail. So I've got inside my 1 inch my tear tape, and I'm just going to fold this perfectly flat as if it is a regular card, a regular A2 card that I'm going to put in the mail. Now I want to fold back on that other additional score line we did. So now we have our book binding crease. What? So let's continue a little bitty bit with our adhering, and let's go ahead and adhere down our designer series paper to the larger piece of Coastal Cabana that we're going to use for our decorating. Now again, under Tuesday Tips on a playlist, I talk about glue, but I start my glue away from the edge and work towards, because look at the blobs. The minute our glue comes out of our bottles, the blob comes. So I make my blob away from the edge and drag it towards the edge. And then now I just use the tip of my bottle to push the push the glue around. All right, you do also want to add glue to the smaller of your items that you're adhering. If I put glue on this, what if I extended it too far in the wrong direction? I would not be happy, would I? All right, now these particular shapes, they're technically rectangles, but boy, oh boy, they're close, where it almost looks like a square. So you may have to twist and turn your designer paper for a little bitty bit. I am going to adhere this flat because it's going to be flat. We are going to use our dimensionals for the next layer. And just push the glue around. I barely have it on the sides. Now this one I know, I'm going to put it this way. So I'm going to line it up, and I've shared before, glue gives it some wiggle room. What if I didn't line it up perfectly? I did too close here, too close there. Well, with the glue, before it's dry, I can wiggle it and move it around. Now here's our little strip that's going to go in the book binding part. So let's adhere this down next. All this is a part of your step 6. Now I had to shake my bottle because I'm getting towards the bottom, but also I laid it down on its side, and I'm going to show you something that I use because I made a video about it. In between uses, I typically put the cap back on my glue and put it in the glue holder. Now I have a video on how to make this glue holder. It's paper, you guys, but it is so sturdy. And I figure, you know what, if I make it dirty or I rip it, I can make another one. What? So anyhow, this has lasted for a little bitty bit, but I wanted to show and tell that to you in case you want one to make for your craft table too. All right, this part's gonna go here, this part's going on the inside, but I'd like to do some fun stamping first, if you would enjoy doing some fun stamping. So what I thought I'd do is I wanna put the same sentiment on both this paper on the outside, and I usually don't do that, and then a little bitty bit on the inside. This says you are wonderful in every way. I did use a sentiment from the Happiness Abounds. I try to, when I demo with you, if I choose a suite, to stick with it and not show you multiples. So, because I want you, if you order something from me, I want to show you how to get the biggest bang for your bucks from your product and how to use one product over and over and over again. So you really get a good bang for your buck. Saying that a little too often, but hey. I do like to, especially with sentiments, do a practice run, because what if I don't have enough ink? What if I push too hard and got those smudges or shadows that, if you watch my last video, you know, oh my goodness, are not my personal favorite. Should I put that in the middle? I'm gonna put it in the middle and make it crooked. That made me laugh. And this one, I changed my mind. I was going to put it on the inside, but that's a little bit too much wonderful. We all have a Mr. Wonderful in our life, but that's a little too much to put it on both. So I changed my little mind. What we could do instead is add a little color with, let me see, oh, this one has water. Let's do, let me see if I can find one of my blues. Let's do Night of Navy. And nope, I'm gonna use my Night of Navy just to add a little bitty bit of smudgy fun. Put that over there. This is very nice, very nice. Get you a little scrap. What I like to do is take some of the ink and just smudge a little off and make a hot mess in, I might need a bigger, hotter mess, huh? Make a little hot mess in the lid here. These are water-based inks. So what I want to do, and this is a water thingamabobby, so I'm gonna add, love how I know all the names. Let me see if I can add a little water. Ooh, I know, water. I hope I don't add too much, you guys. I did. Oh well. All right, so let's get a little paintbrush, or let me see. I got some ink on me. That's pretty drippy, drippy, isn't it? Let me see if I like the technique or if I need a... Yeah. It's a little too much water, as I shared, but I'm just taking the ink with the water and then using my water blender. And you can use a paintbrush if you've got some young children or grandchildren. Use your brush, just a paintbrush, because I can show you other ways in another video how to use the water blender. But how cool is this? And again, it's pretty, it stays pretty masculine. I think I'd like to do this on, even if it's just a quarter, the corners. Flip it around. I'm just tapping away, and that's all I'm doing. So that will add a pretty little decor for the inside. Add that to my... So now it is time to adhere our outside decoration. I keep making sure the glue won't, the ink won't come off my finger, because tell me if you, in the comment section, if you've done this, where you get ink on your fingers and you touch your project, then I kind of have to do it all over again. Or cover it up. You know how I'm kind of masterful at covering mistakes, hiding mistakes. For more videos like this, all you need to do is hit subscribe, and I really want you to find me again. And that's my secret to success. Right now I'm trying to teach myself how to garden. So vegetables, not just flowers, vegetables. So I'm liking a bunch of different garden channels till I find a personal favorite. And then, well, there might be more than one. How about that? But anyway, so I can find them again. I like to subscribe. So I'm going to encourage you to do that so you can find me again. And let's adhere this to the inside, just like so. Are you learning something today? Are you having fun? I want you to go boop and hit the like button and just show me a little love. Your likes, your subscribings, and comments all help this video get shared with more people. So those of you that are so good about doing that, I just want to thank you. And I enjoy getting to know you. I feel like I have pen pals where we just leave comments and answer back. I've got Gloria and Mary and Amy and another Dawn and Julie, and everybody's just so sweet about commenting. And the other thing, oh, here's my cap. Read the comments, you guys, because a lot, and I want to encourage you to do this too, a lot of people crafters that watch this station, they leave ideas in the comments section that they're just genius, and I really, really, really appreciate them sharing. And it gives me ideas to what to do a video with you next, but it also, I want to share their ideas with all of you. So if you have ideas, yeah, I think I'll do that. Do I need another one? It's okay. Anyway, I got myself distracted. Share ideas. You know, we're talking about manly cards right now, masculine cards. So if you have something you'd like me to do a video on, or ideas, or if you love this set, let me know below. And I'd appreciate it. Now, this card is almost done. We have to add some bling, don't you think? This particular bling I liked because it's hexagons. And another secret with masculine cards is angles versus curves. It's almost like men. They've got the hard muscles. Us ladies have the curves. So these are not circles. And look at all the angles in this card. I didn't do any curves or circles. And that was intentional. Now these hexagon you can find, let me see, it is on page 87 in this mini catalog, which is good through the entire month of May and June. This is still active, even though we have a new fun year-long one. So these are $7.50. And I'll put the numbers so you can find them very easy. But the other thing I like is they had black as well, because if you saw the opening of the video, I put a black hexagon on this card. Black and white is another strong, gorgeous color for a manly card. I call it manly just to be cutesy. Now, we could do just one. I think I honestly will do just one. Yeah, I like it up there. So I wanted to share with you the hexagons and that they're from the mini catalog. And I showed and told about the Hues of Happiness, the gorgeous paper. If you're in love with flowers, the dies, the bling, beautiful. And my black and white card, I thought you'd be interested in that as well. Let me put this out because I want to share the paper with you because it's not here to stay. This paper, but it's called All Together. Look at this. Doesn't this just, okay, where are my old school church ladies? And I'm counting myself as one of them, where you're just praising the Lord with the hands in the air. Isn't that the cutest? And here's another one. Who does that? Pinky Promise. And then this one is just Unity. So I thought those were the coolest in sliced bread. And then you turn it over and there's the back. You could color that to look like a rainbow. And so here's some more prints. And this is 6x6 paper, as you can see. And I will put the item number and the link below. And look how year long this will go. There's some hearts. Color some pink and red, or Pinky Promise. So you can use this black and white paper. They're all together all year long. All right. Be sure to leave me a comment. And thank you for watching. Check out the community button on the top of the home page, because I've just started using that. And I want you to learn more about my monthly card kit classes, because you can order them online. I do them live on YouTube here. But if you want the kits, it's like a Happy Mail, and then you can assemble them on your own. You'll have everything pre-cut and done for you. So that's under the community button. And also you'll learn how to get the kits for free. I hope you will share your Manly Man projects. I hope you'll copy this FunFold. I hope you'll make it, and I want you to show it on your social media with the hashtag DeeDeeCreatesCrafts. I'm gonna turn the camera up now so we can say goodbye. I want you to remember to subscribe, to like the video, and remember to come back and visit again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye now.